Well, hello, good people, and happy holidays. Mark Holmes here, back at the Red Brick House, and we're going to be trying to do some more kind of finishing touches on the place as we get ready for the holiday season. You know, we've gone through and we've done a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of little stuff that needs to be done. And I'm going to say that this is a cold December day. It's about 40 degrees, but the wind is blowing like crazy. The wind chill is probably in the 20s right now. And it is definitely cold outside. In fact, you could say the weather outside is frightful. But the red brick house is actually nice and warm inside. So a couple of things that I did while we were back at home in my workshop, I ended up making my cabinet doors for the different cabinets. This is actually one of the tops. I'm going to sand this outside. We're trying to keep from getting a lot of the dust and debris and stuff in the house itself now that we've kind of gotten all the floors and things sanded so we don't clog up the air conditioning and we're not living in dust. Now, an idea that we had, this house, of course, is a living history, and I think that we're making some of the history on the house right now as well. But we've seen some pictures with the house where the railing actually came across here. And here's actually the thought here. I'm thinking that we're going to end up leaving this side open. There's no need to really have a railing over here because you can see it's exactly flush with the land right there. This as a drop-off point is not actually safe with it being that close to the road. And at one point when we first started working after a winter, the sidewalk was over there because I think a snowplow actually pushed it. So our thinking is we're going to go ahead and close this section up with the railing, continue it in there. Now here's where that can actually be really good. We have a porch swing that we'll actually have up here. So the porch swing will need some space to be able to swing back and forth right here. But that kind of makes this a sitting area, so to speak. How you doing? A sitting area. So we could end up putting, like, say, a bench right here, or a chair here, and a chair here. So this is like a sitting area, conversation area. Come outside, have a glass of lemonade, watch the sunset, see the crazy people at Walmart. But you'd have the seating for the porch swing, you'd have the bench, you'd have a chair, maybe even have a little table out here, because this is now not a natural walkway any longer to come up to the house, because again, nobody actually comes up here, everybody comes through here. The other part of this that we're thinking about doing, and I think it's pretty much a done deal, is I'm going to go through and we're going to dig this up and make it a brick paved walkway that'll carry through there, and we'll be able to get bricks with whatever insignia or saying or your name put on them to help us as far as doing some more of the restoration work. And I'm going to get actually a school bell. A school bell that'll be right here. I've actually seen it at the antique store, and I think I'm going to try and buy that later on this week. But we'll have the school bell so you can ring the bell and so forth. In fact, that could be like the doorbell. If you're out here ringing the bell, you ring that, we'll know you're here. But then get the grass growing in here, and we'll carry the walkway all the way over here with that. So that'll give us a nice little, nice little grassy area right here. You'll have the bell. Maybe we end up putting a little picnic table. Ultimately, this would actually be a nice area to be able to, if you're hosting an event, if you have a table here, and once I get finished with all my tools, you have the patio and you have the deck, and we'll have the built-in smoker barbecue area out there. So to make it very advantageous for actually living outside of the house, and then of course having the porch swing and the bench and stuff like that will give it a really good feel. So you'll feel like, okay, it's great to entertain. And of course, my wife has done an incredible job decorating for Christmas. Now, we are in the middle of doing quite a few different things with the house. So I actually have hinges here for our shutters. I have that first set up there. We're going to try and see if we can get those mounted. The hard part's going to be is actually mounting those to the bricks that we have, because the bricks that we have are very, very soft. So I have to make sure that we can keep them so they're more towards the center of the bricks. And we may end up having to put an anchoring material in there to make sure that it keeps the bricks good and solid. So we're going to go through, and there's a lot of little things where me and my wife were brainstorming on the way down and trying to think of the things that we need to do to really get things done. And it's a lot of little stuff is what it is. You know, I'm always good with the big stuff. It's hard for me to get the little stuff done. But for example, we sanded out the ceiling and we ended up painting all of the wood boards and stuff like that. But we have this one spot right here where a light fixture was. So I need to cut that out. Basically, it's a piece of flooring is all it is. But cut it with my multi-tool at an angle, and I can have another piece just pop right in there. It's things like I need a little bit more plaster right here in the corner, and I need to put the quarter round around the base of that's painted black. Little things like that. Now, bigger stuff that's going to be messy, and we want to try and eventually get all of the messy stuff, and we can't really see it now. We got a new mattress for the bed down here, and this is an extra one. But we're going to, I think we're going to open this fireplace back up so we can plaster around the exterior of this, and maybe we end up putting in some, you know, electric gas logs and stuff in there. And of course, we're going to finish putting together the mantle here, and we've got the bookcase down here. This one I have not put together yet, but today I'm going to get it nailed on. We're going to get the face put on there. I'm going to get the top piece over there varnished as well. So like I said, it's a lot of little stuff that's important, because the little stuff is what everybody notices. But where I really am excited is getting this space together. Now, something it's really interesting. Now, usually when we've left, we put the heat down on about 58 or so in here, and when you get back in, of course, it's really cold. We put it on 66, but what I'm noticing is when you put your hands on the walls are actually a lot warmer than usual. And I think what's happened is because the heat's been on consistently, the temperature was right at 68, but it felt warm. You can feel some of the heat off of the bricks. It's actually warmed up where it's radiating the heat, so it doesn't take as much. Problem is if you turn the heat way down, these get stone cold. So your heat's on, but it's reflecting and it's being cooled down by the bricks. So that's a lesson that we've learned. I, of course, have here all of the doors. Made these in the workshop. It's a lot easier to do in the workshop to be able to sand them through the thickness sander. We'll get those painted, and we can get those onto the cabinets and stuff. I've got some more of my memorabilia that'll go in around on the shelves and things to really make my studio look better. And this fireplace, I think we're just going to paint this one. It's actually not in that bad a shape. I think we're thinking about leaving this one rustic with the paint. We'll just get the loose paint off of it so it looks kind of like it did. So some different ideas and things. Like I said, it's a lot of little things that we need to do to get it together, and that's what we're going to be working on. Oh, and finishing off, I need to repair plaster in some places where when I pulled off the old molding and stuff, we ended up pulling and cracking some of the plaster. So we'll be doing some plaster repair as well. All right, it's going to be a busy week. Got a lot to do. Hope you follow along.